Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Sabrina Dami with your 13 Now update on this Tuesday afternoon, June 13th. And we start with breaking news regarding former President Donald Trump, who has now arrived at the federal courthouse in Miami to be arraigned, making history yet again, the first former president to be arraigned on federal criminal charges. And we have some video of the motorcade leaving and on its way to the federal courthouse in Miami. This video from about 15 minutes ago, all main roads in the Miami area stopped and shut down to make way for the motorcade. And outside the courthouse, you can see this video of protests. A lot of people gathering in anticipation of this, and security heightened in that area, expecting this to happen. The former president is expected to appear before a magistrate judge this afternoon around 3 o'clock. He will be arraigned alongside his co-defendant and aide, Walt Nauta. He was indicted last week on 37 federal felony counts, including willful retention of national defense information, making false statements and representations, and conspiracy to obstruct justice. He has denied any wrongdoing. He maintains that he was entitled to have these documents. And these are the documents that we showed you, the boxes stored in Mar-a-Lago, in the bathroom, in some places, in the ballroom as well there. Trump has said that the prosecution was politically motivated. He has vowed to retaliate against this. He is expected to actually head to New Jersey as soon as this court appearance is over and deliver remarks there on the eve of his birthday. He turns 77 years old tomorrow. We'll, of course, be following this. We'll have the very latest live at 4 on News Channel 13, as this is set to happen shortly before our newscast begins. Let's get a check on your first warning forecast right now and bring in Chief Meteorologist Paul Caiano. You are once again, Paul, tracking storms moving in for tomorrow.
Yeah, we're in a more of an unsettled weather pattern, Sabrina. I think a lot of folks are happy to see the rain, especially during the week and like last night at night. So we were able to get in all of our afternoon and evening stuff.
You timed it out perfectly.
Wasn't it good? And a lot of us got 3/4 of an inch to a half inch of rain. Some of us a little more, some of us a little less. So again, any little bit helps. We're so dry and historically so. We talked about yesterday how this is the driest 6-week stretch since May 1st, second driest going back 150 years here. So Pico, 1.25 inches, Glens Falls over an inch, Cobleskill over an inch, Saratoga Springs 2/3, and in Albany, it seems like a little, but 1/3 of an inch of rain is a lot compared to what we've seen over the past several weeks. A lot of humidity in the air, a lot of clouds. It's warm, but it's not hot for June. 73 in downtown Albany, other temperatures in the high 60s and lower 70s here as we hit the 2 o'clock hour. But everyone's dry on the first warning live Doppler radar. Not a whole lot going on locally as all that rain from overnight, right on schedule, pivoted off to our north and east and out of here. So we're in this dry stretch in between systems. Now, out to the west, see a little curly Q over the Great Lakes. That's the upper level part of the storm. That'll be overhead tomorrow with a renewed chance at more showers and storms. But I think this time it's going to happen before the day is through. In fact, it may even happen right around this time tomorrow, 1, 2, or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe extending a little later. So we'll have to time that out for you. In fact, here's the latest hour-by-hour forecast. Going into the evening, more dry weather, dry overnight, and for the morning drive on Wednesday. Now, here comes the next round of clouds and showers. Notice the clock at the top. We get to around 2 o'clock, and you see these showers and storms showing up locally. A few leftover showers, some rumbles of thunder possible at around 2 to 3 o'clock, and maybe even as late as 5 o'clock in some spots before this pivots through, and then we'll start a drier trend as we head into the overnight hour. So a mix of sun and clouds for the rest of the day today. Tonight, down to 60. I guess that's not popping up for us. Let's see. We'll just move it along. We may not get any information here. Yeah, we just upgraded the computer, so that data has to get in here. These are 70s for highs and 50s for lows. And the showers and thunderstorms are most prominent tomorrow and again on Friday. But it looks like even Thursday and the weekend will offer up at least a small chance at some showers, Sabrina.
That is quite the 7-day you have up there, Paulie.
Yeah, it's take your pick, right? It's potluck.
You fill it in the way you want to, right?
That's right.
Well, I know that you're going to have the latest stuff for us on Live at 4, Paul. So thank you very much. We'll talk with you then.
All right. See you.
I want to get you updated on the sudden passing of actor Treat Williams. We had this breaking news last night. He was critically injured after a crash in Dorset, Vermont. His motorcycle, a Honda SUV, excuse me, crashed into his motorcycle at 4:53 yesterday afternoon. Treat Williams lived in that area, in the Bennington County area. He was airlifted to Albany Medical Center, where he unfortunately was pronounced dead. He appeared in many movies: Prince of the City, Hair, also some TV roles, Law and Order, Blue Bloods. He was 71 years old. My colleague Kumi Tucker spoke with a friend and acquaintance who lives right down the road from where Treat Williams lived. And he had talked about how he was a big member of the community, low key, but just wonderful to have him as a neighbor, a valued member of that community. And the way he passed was shocking. So you will hear from that friend coming up live at 4. Also, an update on a high-speed chase in Bethlehem. We had this breaking news on Live at 6, and this man now is under arrest. His name is Anthony Starks, 24 years old, from Queens. Police say this chase started in Queens with this pickup truck you see on your screen. They say Starks was speeding, would not stop for police, entered the Bethlehem area. Bethlehem police were notified. They put down spike strips, caused the tire to blow, but they say Starks kept on trying to drive, turning onto the busy Delmar bypass and then crashing. They say he then got out of the truck, tried to run away on foot, but was eventually captured. He is facing charges of DWI, reckless driving, and speeding. He was not injured in all of this. So we're still talking today about this news that Belmont Stakes possibly could be coming to Saratoga as the home of the third and final leg of horse racing's Triple Crown gets a makeover. It needs a temporary home. So let's bring in my friend, Mark Mulholland, who, of course, is the Saratoga expert.
Oh, I don't know about that.
This would be exciting news, though.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Sabrina. And people are still talking about it. In fact, when this news first started to bubble up, actually last fall, I thought it was all pie in the sky. And then I talked to some people yesterday about this, and we reported on it yesterday. And people I trust, people whose opinion I value, say this could very well happen, that the Belmont Stakes, the third leg of racing's Triple Crown, could be held in Saratoga Springs at Saratoga Racecourse in June of 2025. That would be a first, of course. There's never been a Triple Crown race at Saratoga Racecourse. There have been big races, lots of them. The Travers is the Midsummer Derby. We had American Pharoah, the Triple Crown winner, come there a few years ago and lost before 50,000 fans on that day. But the more I talk to people, the more excited they're getting about this possibility. Belmont, as you mentioned, is about to undergo, I think it's about a $500 million renovation that's supposed to start after next year's Belmont. And they expect that to take a year or maybe more. And if it takes more than a year, then they wouldn't have a place to run the Belmont in 2025. And they said, our first choice, NYRA, the New York Racing Association, says our first choice is to have it at Saratoga. And the business community, I'm talking to business leaders there today too, and they're thrilled about even the prospect. They want to know soon rather than later because they don't want to go planning. They don't, for example, the hotels don't want to allow someone to book a wedding in June of next year and then say, oh, you know what? We've got the Belmont coming to town.
Right.
You've got to move out. So they would like to know soon, but the business community says it can be ready to accommodate 50,000 plus people. And it wouldn't be just one day. They would do a Friday, Saturday, Sunday of racing at Saratoga in June, providing a nice boost to the business community.
So is there a timeline that Saratoga, that NYRA is saying, look, we need to know by this date in order to actually make this work? I mean, you said kind of this whole pie in the sky concept, but what's the chance of this actually happening?
There's not a hard and fast timeline. I asked NYRA saying, hey, you guys are in the betting game. What are the chances? They said the odds are good. So they said the odds are good. They didn't give me a betting line, but they said the odds are good. They'll know better because they're in the drawing phase now. They haven't broken ground at Belmont yet. They said they'll know better in about 2 or 3 months of just how long this transformation is going to take at Belmont. So we should know by the fall whether the Belmont will happen at Saratoga in 2025.
How exciting. All right. And like you said, you're speaking with business leaders, business experts in the Saratoga area, and you're going to have that for us starting live at 4.
We'll see you then.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. And thank you all for joining us. That's your 13 Now update on this Tuesday afternoon. We will see you on air starting live at 4.